Every year, as summer vacation winds down, children everywhere experience a familiar sinking feeling. The long days of sleeping in and playing outside are ending, replaced by morning alarms, strict schedules, and homework. When kids complain about this return to reality, adults usually rely on a standard playbook. We sit them down and deliver a lecture about how education is necessary for their future careers. The problem is, children often tune out these top-down explanations. A 10-year-old rarely conceptualizes a mortgage or a resume, so the adult logic doesn't resonate. Attempting to force children to value a system by telling them exactly what they should think about it is often counterproductive. It tends to generate resistance rather than understanding. Recently, a facilitator at a kids' discussion group called a learning circle tried a different approach. He was facing a room full of children who were collectively groaning about the reopening of school. Instead of defending the educational system or talking about future jobs, he listened to their complaints about strict teachers and lost free time, and he agreed with them. Then he offered them a hypothetical magic spell. He told the room that they could use this spell to delete every single aspect of school they hated. When children are given the power to dismantle the educational system from the ground up, they end up doing something unexpected. The facilitator started small. He asked the kids to use a spell to make homework disappear. The immediate reaction was celebration. The children were thrilled at the prospect of completely free evenings and endless time to play. But once the cheering died down, the facilitator asked a simple follow-up question. What happens next? This shows the logical chain the kids built. Without homework, they wouldn't revise. They'd forget that they learned and eventually fail their tests. Then the facilitator escalated the experiment, using the spell to remove teachers. Despite complaining about strict teachers just minutes earlier, the kids predicted chaos. They pointed out that without authority figures, students would fight, nobody would listen, and the classroom would become a site of constant conflict. When forced to look at the void left behind by these deletions, the kids independently deduced and defended the necessity of the rules they'd complained about. The escalation reached its peak when the facilitator asked the children to make the entire physical school building disappear. Initially, the kids were confident. They could rely on AI, watch educational online videos, or just learn from their parents. The conversation shifted when one child asked, "What about children without internet access?" Another asked about kids whose parents are unable to teach them. This realization moved the discussion from individual convenience to collective necessity. By the end of this thought experiment, the children concluded that a school is a community equalizer, a space that ensures opportunity for everyone, regardless of their home situation. Once the children accepted the need for a school, they began interrogating how it actually operates. They debated why schools require boring subjects. One child noted that his interests, like switching from cricket to football, change every year. They realized a broad foundation is required because it's impossible to know what will be useful in the future. Next, they debated rigid timetables. Doing only one favorite activity for an entire day would become exhausting, making a varied schedule a necessary balancing act. Finally, they discussed the most hated topic, exams. The kids realized that if schools didn't test their knowledge, their parents would likely conduct their own tests to see where they stand. Through this process, the kids stopped seeing syllabi, timetables, and exams as punishments. Instead, they recognized them as tools for balance and feedback. The secret to this session was what the facilitator didn't do. He never used a presentation, never gave advice, and never told a child they were wrong. This is the power of guided inquiry. By relying on questions, the facilitator allowed the children to navigate complex logic on their own. This illustrates the difference between force-feeding information and prompting a child to think for themselves. True understanding of a system comes not from being told to accept it, but from being given the space to safely question why it exists at all.